Hiya, Richard Smith here from therichardsmith.com and also a small part of smallbusinessninja.co.uk. Today I want to talk about local business lead generation and what you can do to make that easier for you. But I want to be perfectly honest with you. The work I do is not really cutting edge. It's a very different angle on the stuff that you'll see presented everywhere, but not in a sort of douche canoe way where I'm going to tell you lies and tell you that this is really easy or tell you that this is the way to make you, a gazillionaire overnight, because that's not the case. My whole ethos is about being honest and truthful and telling you how the world really is, not how you want it to be. And the whole idea of local business and local business lead generation, and in particular today, going to be talking about Google My Business, is one of the most important things that you can get right for your business and expect to have some results from it. It isn't like running AdWords, it isn't like running social media campaigns. If for those of you that have ever run social media campaigns, you'll know exactly how difficult they are to make pay. But if you're a local business, and that means you look to generate inquiries and sales from a defined geographic area, that could be London, that could be the southeast, that could be Peckham, or it could be East Grinstead. If this is your business model or part of your business model, then lead generation using Google My Business is a really valuable tool to understand and to use. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to understand about that and what you need to do. Of course, there's going to be a pitch. It's a service we offer, so I will outline that at the end for you. But what I want to do is to just give you some insights in terms of what you need to do to make this work for your business. So this is primarily for local businesses, for people that are looking to generate inquiries in a local area. So this morning I've done a search for plumber in East Grinstead, and ignore this box over here because that just tells me, the numbers of keywords and services, which is a tool. It's a tool which I use for my own purposes. But over here you will see in a normal Google listing, which is it search for plumber in East Grinstead, and up here you can see there are some adverts here for a firm called PM247 and Matthews Plumbing. They're based in Hayward Heath. Find a local plumber. That's a lead generation expert, I think. But this is a normal Google interface, and as you'll be very aware, over the past couple of years or so, this interface is mainly dominated. The first bit you see is dominated by advertisers and very little else. If you're trying to get what the specialists term a top spot on the front page of Google, actually it's very difficult to do, but it also needs to be paid for. That is the only way of dealing with it in this day and age, 2020, post-COVID, the nightmare that we're all living through. So no matter what your business is, there'll be a range of search terms that your customers will look for. In this case, we're doing a search for plumbers in East Grinstead. Google knows where you are, so when you do a search for plumber, it will automatically assume you're searching for a local plumber, and it will give you a local result automatically. Now, one of the keys to this is the Google Maps listings, which I'm going to come on to in a second, or the Google My Business listing, which is going to outline for you exactly why getting this right for your business is really vitally important. So, we know full well that people will do a search for a plumber. They may type in East Grinstead, but in the main, Google knows where you are, so it will automatically put up results from your local area. And the top page of Google is, of course, dominated by those firms that are advertising. So we move a bit lower down the page now. We can see that it provides a Google Maps listing, and it would normally show you where you are. And it would also show these Google My Business listings somewhere down the page. If we look here, we've got Gary Spurl, got a 4-star rating with 2 reviews. DNS Plumbing's got a 3.5-star rating with 3 reviews, and Chris Peters with actually no reviews at all. So that's an interesting one. From your point of view as a consumer, these are giving you your options a little bit lower down the page. Now, if you're looking to get ranked on Google, every other option appears lower down the page. The Google My Business listing, one of the things you need to understand about this is Google's business. Google decide where you appear in the search engine. You have virtually no control over that. Yes, there might be people out there which will say to you, or if you do it this way, if you do search engine optimization, then they will guarantee you top place on Google. That's BS. It's not true. The only firm that can guarantee you top place on Google is Google. Everyone else is just trying to game the system. But the tools that we're using are provided by Google. This is part of their platform. This is part of their algorithm, part of their search results. The first bits, as we see, going back to this sheet again, the first bits we see are sponsored ads. People are paying for these advertisements. Every time somebody clicks on those, somebody pays. But these listings are all free. Now, getting these listings right is vitally important. The first thing is, if we look at, choosing a firm that's got 3 or 5 or 10 reviews, all positive, or a firm that's got no reviews, which one are you going to click on? Which one are you going to follow through? More importantly, Gary Spurl, Plumbing and Heating, hasn't configured his listing correctly because the directions are missing for him. Whether that means his address details are incorrect or not out of date or not verified. This is the process that Gary Spurl needs to go through in terms of making his Google My Business listing hit the top spot. So that's the first thing, is making sure you've got a verified listing. The second thing is making sure you've got some reviews there, and also making sure that when somebody clicks on the website button, which they can do from a mobile, or they click on the phone number icon, which will immediately use their phone to make that call, all these little things need to be configured and working properly for you. Now, it's not particularly complicated for you to do it yourself. It's actually quite straightforward, but there is a process to it, and it is a time-consuming process. But these are just a couple of the things that you need to be doing in terms of making sure that you get your position on the front page of Google secured. Now, we've no idea where people are going to be coming from. But I know, for example, that if I was to do a search for plumber in Peckham or a plumber in Lewisham or a plumber in Hastings, I know full well that I'm going to get very similar local results, and down the page there's going to be a handful of these firms that are actually got top spot, but because they're not optimized or not working perfectly or not working as good as they should be working, they are not going to be getting the number of inquiries or the position they should be getting. More importantly, you and I both know there are more than 3 plumbers in East Grinstead. All the rest of the plumbers don't even show up. So they are missing out on a good number of inquiries and a great position online. Now, if we move on to the next page, I can evidence that for you, because I know you're going to be saying, "Oh, well, this is another load of stuff that doesn't make any sense, or another load of stuff that we're trying to be sold a product." But this is a client of ours we're currently working with. Now, yeah, for lots of reasons, I've taken out the company information, but as you can see here, how customers search for your business: 2,796 searches. So customers have gone search for it direct, other customers have discovered, and other customers have looked for the brand. The bottom line is, for this particular company, there have been 319 users have used that site over the past month, or have used that Google business listing. Now, this wasn't done overnight. This didn't happen immediately. But what this business did with our help was followed the process. The first thing is they optimized their list. Well, the first thing they did was verified their Google business listing. The second thing they did was optimized it so that they put all the right details in there. They put links to the website in there. They also started to collect reviews from customers, so that very slowly they started to creep up the rankings. And this was done over a period of 3 to 4 months, no longer than that. But also, we provided them with help with content and support in order to make sure that their Google My Business listing was fully optimized in line with Google's practices. This isn't sort of any sort of douche canoe type stuff going on here. There's no shenanigans, no dark arts, as they say. This is just using the Google rules and the Google tools in order to make sure your listing becomes better. And as you can see down here, we've got relations into posts, into relations to info. We've got photographs. We've got services and bolt-ons, which all go to add value to this particular business's Google listings. The result is, just in a snippet, they've got nearly 3,000 searches and engagements on the Google My Business listing. This is how powerful it is. And now I know this firm, for example, generates around 60 or 70 rock solid inquiries a month. It's a manufacturing business. But if you're making widgets, if you're making products in a small industrial state in the back end of nowhere, knowing full well that just in one place online, there's been 3,000 engagements, starts to become really powerful for you. And that's what I'm saying to you, is this is why you need to get this right. Now, you can decide to use our services or you can decide to go do it yourself. That doesn't matter. The fact is that more and more people are picking up their smartphones and doing searches for stuff they want in a geographic area. So from your point of view, we are able to offer a done with you service. We can cover all parts of the Google My Business with content, items of interest optimization, and also collecting reviews for you. We can help with other bits and pieces, with email marketing, payment options, and budget billing schemes for your higher value customers. Dealing with the cash flow side of things in this 2020 environment is vitally important. But we can also do the other bits and pieces in relation to AdWords and website building, effective websites. And this is the thing about effective websites. Most websites for most firms are just a postcard. They just hang around there and do very little. There's no engagement with them. They just hopefully appear fairly well in the search engines. And basically this isn't good enough in this marketplace, because the first port of call for most of your potential customers is going to be online. So you need to show up. And that's all we do, is we just help small firms show up. Now, it's okay for the large firm because they have teams of people dealing with this. Well, what we bring into you as a small business is your own little team, and so we work with you and for you. And there's no tie-ins, there's no long contract periods. We're not that kind of firm. We want to help you. We want to do some stuff with you. But we also do online shops that actually sell, which means that the modern world 2020 is sort of it's been the upsurge of click and collect. Everyone is now looking to order stuff online and just turn up with a face mask on and pick up the stuff they ordered. If you're not able to offer that as a business, then you are missing out on a certain amount of trade and traffic. Anyway, my name is Richard Smith. You can find out more about me over at therichardsmith.com. More importantly, you can find out more about this on smallbusinessninja.co.uk/GMB, Google My Business, GMB/GMB. I'll say that once more, smallbusinessninja.co.uk/GMB. There's some more information and a contact form on there. More importantly, stop this video now, go back to the beginning, have a coffee, and whilst you're listening to the video in one window, open up another window and just see where your Google My Business position is. Now, this is only one thing you need to do online, but I can assure you, if you get this right, as we've seen from the information on this sheet, nearly 3,000 inquiries in a pretty short period of time just makes perfect sense. Anyway, thank you very much for popping by. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you over on the website at some stage.